Hello, hi, good evening. This is Cindy. 于心怡。今天我可能就会基本上用英文。如果大家有什么听不懂的，或者是有问题的，可以事后再跟我们联系和 clarify，好吗？那晚上好哈。Good evening. This is a once a year tax planning meeting by CINDIE CPA firm. Today's agenda has 5 aspects: a quick introduction and the critical days that's important for tax filing, and also the contents that you need to prepare for your 2023 tax return, and also good record keeping for audit proof. We also going to go through a few cases that we have done through 2023 to kind of give everybody some kind of heads up of what might be coming to you by the state and the federal government. So the first thing is a quick introduction. CINDIE is a registered CPA firm. We do tax-related planning, strategy, and preparation. We also do accounting for bookkeeping and reporting. We also have some assurance service in forensic accounting, auditing, review, and compilation. For more information, you could find us on cindiellc.com about. Okay, critical dates. I think the letters are too small, but for all of you, so sorry, this slide is a little quick. Important critical dates, right? You can find all this information from our website, cindiellc.com, tax-filing-dates. On there, we have 2 types of dates. One is what we need from clients to prepare the tax returns. So I also have the dates that's important for your business and for yourself to make some filings to the state and the federal. The thing is very small. I apologize for that. But you can always get on our website right now, just by click on this link. Important days, the business tax filing deadlines, January 31st, March 15th, April 15th are all important days you should remember and check. Estimate tax payment, important ever than before, even though it was important before, but now it's more important because I'll show you in later case studies about what's happening today. So April 15th, June 15th, September 15th, December 15th, and January 15th are the important dates. The other are reporting if you have payroll. Also, payroll tax due days are important too. You will find out them like Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Each quarter, you have a reporting obligation in addition to your monthly or semi-weekly tax deposit. Those are the important tax government dates, right? For us, go back for you to get information to CINDIE so we can get your tax return prepared on time and ready. So please help to send us all the bank statements by early January, so we can get your books ready and go over that with you, so you have time to take the first look at it and give us feedback, and we can get them ready for the filing deadlines, which is March 15th for S Corp and partnership, and April 15th for of individual, corporation, and trust fiduciary tax returns. For nonprofit, the due date is May 15th. Okay, those are the dates, right? Now we go to the contents. So what do you need to prepare for? Couple things. First thing first, we have some new from CINDIE to help the client to facilitate your tax preparation process and also the information, how you get information to us. We have a secure site now. It's a black box. You can just drop them in. Nobody will see it, only us. So we'll get it from you. You only need to type in your name and email. So we will get notice that you send us this information into our secure sites. Again, you might want to contact us for update password because we do change password just for security reason. The second thing we did this year is we create some video contents for upon client's request that they want to have the freedom to look at those contents themselves instead of get our Zoom seminar. So we have those videos prepared for you at CINDIE Tax, CINDIE Tax. You can search for that, you will find it, or you can use this link on our website. We have lots of web-based forms. You can have access at your leisure time whenever you want to find them. So this is the website, and the next page is going to show you what's on the website. We have the business forms that if you want to open a business, you can get some form from us and to help you to organize your thoughts on what you need to think about to open a new business. If you have questions, fill this form first and then send to us that we can have a meaningful discussion. Then we also have standard engagement letters on the website as well, just for your convenience. And we have checklists that help you to, again, organize all your tax records in terms of completeness, and also hopefully give you some clues on what you need to think about. If you have foreign accounts for business-wise, we also need to know whether you have foreign accounts or not. So those are important additions we added this year. For individual, we also have a checklist that help you organize all kinds of tax documents. Hopefully this will help you to be able to get on those documents quickly and save some, procrastination issues, as we all do. It is a once a year event, and things can forgotten over time, but this could be a good reminder, hopefully. We have foreign accounts. We have quite a few clients. They have foreign related transactions accounts, and those are important information need to provide to us as well. So next, I'm going to let Gefei to talk about very quickly. I'll also have a few team members with us today. Gefei is going to talk quickly about this business checklist, and Kate is going to checklist. Gefei, are you online?
Yes, I'm online.
Okay, go ahead.
So I will shortly introduce the checklist for business. And if you cannot see this checklist clearly, please remember you can always check the checklist on our website. So the first part is about some basic information. Please make sure that all the information is filed in correctly. The first two lines is about the company's basic information. Please remember to provide an email address that you can receive and check emails. That's important. The third line is about owner's information. If it is a company owned by an individual, please also provide a copy of driver license or passport for BOI reporting. I think it's beneficial ownership information reporting. Yes. If the company is owned by another company, we need its EIN number instead. The last line is about bank information. Please be noted that we need an authorization signature for the ACH. We will process the retainer and the preparation fee through ACH after we receive the authorization signature. And the second part is about documents we need for tax reporting or bookkeeping. The engagement letter, annual reports, payroll reports, state sales tax report, if you have one. And the state certificate of incorporation, formation, foreign registration authority. These are basically the same documents with different name, and operation agreement legal documents. If you need us to provide bank keeping service, please provide your bank statement, credit card statements, and investment account statements if you have one. For the tax reporting service, please provide us your profit and loss statement, balance sheet, general ledger. And if we do the bookkeeping for you, you don't need to provide the following statements.
Great.
The third part, is about overseas information. Please fill in if the company has any. And the fourth part is tax paid. This part is similar to the tax paid section in individual checklist. You have 5 chance to, am I right, Cindy? The 5
Yes,
chance to.
five chance to make the estimate tax payment.
Yes, yes.
Very good. Thank you.
And don't forget to send us a copy of IRS letter if you have any. And I think that's basically covered all information in the business checklist.
Thanks for the introduction. Very good. Thank you, Gefei. Kate, you want to go through your part quickly? So just remind people some important information in addition to all the details.
Yes, I'm going to introduce the individual tax checklist. The first part is client information. Make sure give us your email because we need email to contact with you, and maybe some important things will then send you through the email. And next part is income part. Make sure if you have 1099 ENC or any rental income, please provide us the expense. And we have Excel table in our website if you need any sample to look up. And then next part is deduction. If you have any property tax is not belong to your primary residence, it's belong to rental, please provide with your rental information in the income part. And next one is if you have any childcare expense, please provide provide us the company name and company address and EIN if you have. Next part is overseas. If you have any foreign account, bank account, please provide all the detail. And we have an Excel table in our website. You can take a look what detail you need to provide. Next part is tax pay. If you pay any estimate tax, please provide the detail. And next one is if you have any withholding tax, please provide the detail. Next part is bank information. We need the bank info. We need the routing number and the account number for tax payments and refund and the preparing fee. And please authorize the ACH payment for the preparer fee.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Kit. Thanks, Gofi, for both your detailed introduction. Everybody who, if you need more details, again, there is a video with more contents introduction on the YouTube channel. So moving on to the next part. I know we have 40 minutes today. It's going to be very high level. I apologize if we cannot go into too much details today, but our website is your best source to get all the information. We're also going to have a video recording for today's presentation as well, so stay tuned on that. So this is I call it CINDIE's knowledge tank. I wrote blogs whenever I feel there are lots of questions arise on a certain subject. So I put those questions together along with potential answers or solutions to those questions into a very short article-like blog on our website. You can find them on cindie.com/blog. There you have a lot more details on how you do the year-end tax planning for your individual and business tax returns. Important things also I want to get your attention is IRS site, www.irs.gov. It's my main source of information and a reliance on any of my questions. So you could leverage that as well. It has lots of good information. I put one link here just for you as a example that you can find something there. A good record keeping, that means, you know, if you can keep track of all the tax information through the year with numbers, dates, and events, then you might be pretty good at the end of the year if you're comfortable that, you know, I have a good tax record for my tax return. Last part of today's presentation is about IRS government audit case and also some background information on where we are today in terms of auditing. You know, 2022 Inflation Reduction Act, right, gave IRS $80 billion funding to do all the four things here. Hire people, which the enforcement case, $45.6 billion. You can see how many people they hire. You saw the flyers all over the place that IRS is hiring, right? And then there's operation support. This is pretty good. Actually, they did some very good stuff with the money already. Business system modernization, we saw it in my case study. We already saw their system modernization result, which is they have more power to enforce the internal revenue code, the tax code that they didn't have. They have the power, but they didn't have the means to reach the taxpayers or calculate the interest and penalty that they have power on. That's scary too, but you know, but we have to deal with it. Taxpayer services, they are using this money for some good stuff as well. Statistically speaking, if the income, very low income, very high income, all have very high audit rates, and that's still the case. So you see the numbers here, the 2019 is a pretty good reference because today, as what I learned, they still follow the similar types of protocols. That means if you look at the income here, we talk about AGI, adjust a gross income, right? Not your gross income. You might have deductions. After that, this is your taxable AGI. So $1 million and above is the 1.3% to 8%, right? So 100 among 100 people, you might have 8, 2, or 1 person get audited, pretty high. And then what's in the middle, you can see among 1,000 people, you might have 2 people get audited. And again, lower income, you have a little higher rate as well. So among 100 people, you might have one person get audited. So that's the background. So how do we get audit proof? I just start from here. So get prepared, right? To reduce the risk of getting audited, we need to do at least these 4 things. Always report all the income, always make estimate tax payments. Many clients ask me that questions, kind of how to make that estimate tax payment. I said, yes, we all have choices, right? We don't have, we can choose not to, but there's the consequence if we don't make that payment. Only claim reasonable, legitimate deductions. I have one example here today too. Also, try to claim deductions that make sense for income level. Makes sense, right? It's common sense. So ultimately, the best way to avoid the audit is to be honest. If we do that, we can manage stay off that IRS audit list, even we're high earners. So don't be too worried about if I make too much money. Yeah, you have the ability to make more money. That's because you're capable. Doesn't mean, we have to be afraid of getting audited, right? Good record keeping. Again, you can see I emphasize this a lot. It's hard, right? We got life going on, and this is just something that in the back of our mind. But we just spend like a day, a month, maybe. That should be enough to get those information organized each month. Use accounting software if you can. It's going to be so much easier for you to present those data and keep your tax record. There are lots of online free softwares you can leverage as well. Do a quarter review, a monthly review. You have lots of records. You do monthly. Make tax payment on time. Some recommendations for business. You might want to retain a complete accurate information, like I mentioned. Individual, you want to keep a list of your bank accounts and investment accounts to track your data, your tax data, right? For real estate rental business, you might want to retain all the, repair. Get a receipt if you can, right? If you pay cash, but at least you have something, a third party proof that you paid this money. I just feel bad for my clients that they can't make that deduction because they don't have the record. That's just to me heartbreaking, right? In a way that it's not small spending. Sometimes it's $10,000, $20,000 that they spend, but they cannot make that deduction because they don't keep the record. Audit response and mindset. When you get that letter of being audited, don't be so afraid of something. Just stay calm and look at what they're asking. Respond promptly, quickly to them. Do whatever they're asking us to do, and that's the best way to do it, right? And also, another thing I want us to be aware of is trust the system. You can see earlier they spent half the $80 billion on modernize the system, also give help to taxpayers. So according to IRS, right, if your return is selected for examination or audit, that means it does not suggest that you made an error or being dishonest, right? Returns are chosen by computerized screens. There's 3 types of audit today, as far as my experience tells me. There's automatic, like system generated audit, which the letter and then quite quick, usually we can deal with them quickly. There's also remote audit, second, right? Remote audit, just the ask for record, again, you send them the required information, get a few phone calls later, then you might resolve it quickly. The hardest one to the taxpayer is a field audit. That means they actually assigned a special agent locally in our area to do the examination. That's the hardest and that's the most costly audit to the taxpayers, to us. So be aware of that 3 types audit. In general, right, if we can get our message across with reason, logic, and facts to the government, then there's always a system to help us as a taxpayer to be heard. And also, if we have enough time, energy, and determination, and we believe we are right, and we can always get the matter resolved. And I'm going to give you a few cases that we have done this year. Only a few for the time being. Our time is really limited. So I have 6 cases here just as an illustration of different types. One type is, this is a more a remote audit. Basically, this person, sorry, this is crazy. I don't know why. So apologize for that. This is the remote audit case. The client, we filed a return for the client for 2020, asking for a refund of $42,900. So the client got a letter. We didn't know the earlier story, right? The client got a letter and they dealt with it. And eventually the IRS agreed that the $2,900 was the right refund. So they gave them $2,900 and they denied the $40,000 refund request. So the client come back to us. We got the power of attorney. We took over the whole process and helped to deal with IRS, basically, like I mentioned, with facts, right? And with reason, with the tax code, why we think we should get the $40,000 back and we entitled to it. So eventually after, oh my God, 100 pages of documentation and back and forth faxes, this is also remote, right? IRS come back to the client saying, okay, we agree with your original 2022 tax filing. We give the money. Client send us message. They got money in the bank, $40,000. So they're happy. We're happy as well. So that's case one, that you can resolve something if we feel we are entitled to our right. Second case was related to a tax adjustment. So some more like computer generated, remote, like I'm adjusting your tax because this and that. Again, we look at the case, we look at the tax returns, and we feel, all right, there are some errors because client didn't receive some documentation IRS received. And then they found those documentation. We said, okay, we missed those documents in the original return. So yes, we need to amend our return. But as a result, we only owe $500, not the $14,600 IRS claims that we owe. Eventually, IRS agreed with our reason and our result. So it was resolved as well. Number 3, this business client received a bill from Delaware for $143,242. It's a big number, right? So we got the case. We went through, the prior filings from the beginning when the company was formed and found some errors and inconsistencies in the filing that somebody else did for the clients. So we start the process. We talked to the Delaware revenue agent and found, solutions. Basically, we know we don't owe anything. So what documentation you want us to provide to prove that we don't owe you? And of course, we have to amend all the incorrect filings. That's always number one. We need to amend, make sure that our filing is up to date and correct. And so we did the filings, we create all the proofs, affidavits, whatever they needed and sent to them. Eventually, they said the entity is current and nothing is due. So all $143,000 bill was waived. So again, don't be afraid. If we think we're right, then we'll state our case and our reason, our logic, our facts, and then the truth hopefully will prevail, right? Number 4, this is a penalty case. I mentioned earlier about estimate tax payment, right? I think during pandemic, there was no not too many letters sent out, but before pandemic, I don't think IRS has that much penalty on estimate tax payment was sent out. This is a result of the system update, right? Statute said, yes, if we didn't make the estimate tax payment by June 15th here, right? There's tax and interest start accrual. There are also penalty start accrual, and this penalty cannot be waived. So unfortunately, this is very unfortunate. So we did talk to IRS about this. There's no change. So that's very unfortunate. That also make us really want to remind the client, make your estimate tax payment before this due date. You can see this interest they're charging on penalty, right? 7%. So that's, and there's another, this is the interest. It's not just penalty plus interest, right? Notes up to 8%. If we have the money in our bank or use the money to make investment that can help us to earn more than what we get charged by IRS, then economically you make the call, right? Which give you more return to your own personal asset accumulation. So, but this is just something I want to remind everybody, just be aware of it. There's no way to get this result once they put this on our account. Case number 6 is a state case. We dealt with quite a few state cases to different states. New Jersey last year is getting better in terms of their online, and all the states are getting better in terms of their online capability, that you may not be able to make the call to get through them, but you can always file your case on their website, get a receipt, keep them, where you can argue your case and then get your question resolved. This is one case from New Jersey. The client came to us that seeing New Jersey asked them to pay $3,410. And we look at that, we feel that's not true. The state made a mistake, I feel. So I made a case with the state by writing like 2-page letters of what happened. And then ask the state to make those changes A to B. They actually did it. So just remember, the government doesn't always hire experienced people, and the experienced will already get promoted. They don't do the real work. So the people who does work, usually the people who are not very experienced, we need to help them to do the right thing, right? I don't think the government can do the right thing immediately because just the limitation of the people who work on your case, their knowledge limitations, their skill limitation. This case, the state made a mistake by creating 2 accounts for the same client, and they only should have 1 account. So they double charging the clients on each account. That's what I found out. So I wouldn't make this letter to the state, ask them, told them what happened, what's the problem, what they should do to correct their problem, and they did it. So luckily, my client got a refund instead of asking them to pay for $3,000. They got $200 back. So those are just few cases that I want to give you some confidence that if you have a problem, it can be resolved. I just need time determination, right? Two things, we're almost getting there to the end. Two things I want to get your attention on, maybe you should think about it. If because the Inflation Reduction Act, called IRA, credits, I call it, and then there are many credits in there related to clean energy and the energy efficiency. For business, there are just too many. I'm not going to list here, but I give you this website. You can get on there. You will see, like, there are like page-long credits business can get. So if you want to do business, you want to see what kind of benefit or money can get from the government, I would take a close look at this site and see where you can, find your fit. For individual, take a look at your vehicle and your home, two places. There are 7,500 new clean vehicle tax credit, and there are also 4,000 credits for previous owned vehicles. This has to come from dealer, though, just you remember that. Unfortunately, there is also a income limit. If your income is above 300,000, then we can't get the credit. If your income above 150,000, we can get this pre-owned credit, unfortunately. But there are also home energy credit. There are two types of credit going on. There's energy efficiency home improvement credit. There's residential efficiency home improvement credit. So pay attention to that, and if you have those expenses, let us know. Last thing, lots of people ask me about the business, right? So business expenses, since gift and advertising is